I just took this Sturmey Archer cartridge out of an old hub shell, and the funny thing is there were no markings on the hub shell. It was completely blank, no date or any kinds of patterns. So now I am wondering how old this cartridge could be, because when I take off this dust cover there seems to be some sort of rubber ring here to keep dirt out. So this is definitely different than what I've seen so far from Sturmey Archer hubs. Also, there is a circlip that is holding the pawls on the planetary cage together. That's new. It's a bit like on the i.g.h torpedo hub. I think this must be a later revision, but yeah, what do I know. Also, check this out. Lots of grease. I think this bicycle has been standing still, or this hub has been standing still for a long time, maybe in many hot summers, and the grease basically all melted and sagged down in the hub. It makes me wonder if there's any grease left inside the ball ring. Clicking sound is still very pretty, very clear, but because it has this O-ring or this rubber seal, the design might be completely different than what I'm used to. First, a 17mm lock nut that is already surprisingly loose. Now a cage. So far it's all the same. Now the cone also still looks the same. Business as usual. I can see something orange. That's a first. It's rust, probably. No. It's an orange nylon ring on top of the spring. The cone is a little bit orange from rust, but it still looks usable. And now the spring with the orange cap. And now the driver. Huh. That's different. I never saw this before. Huh. Some kind of cage around the pawls. Oh, that's a bunch of caged ball bearings. I think this is a later Taiwanese model. The ball ring, oh no, the ring gear, no. The ball ring without any balls. That's what it is. Ring gear looks a little bit different than usual. Well, I had to adjust the camera so you can see the action here, because this looks completely different than what I've been used to seeing from Sturmey Archer hubs. I think this is a complete redesign, probably done by the Taiwanese, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can confirm this. I guess this is the clutch, and there's another piece, also part of the clutch, and this is for third gear when it grabs onto these planetary gears. Not sure if you can see this, but there is another piece here, but it's hard to see because of all the grease. It's simpler than the original. I think the original was 4 pieces. This was only 3. Yep, it still comes out. Oh, what's this? There's another piece going through the axle, and that fixes the sun gear in place. That's new. I cannot slide it off. There's a bit of a ridge here. But why would you need to take it off? To take off the planetary gears, or this whole assembly. Can it go to the other side, just like a SAS torpedo? Yeah, I can see a circlip. So let's take off these planetary gears so they will not fall off. And now I can flip the axle in the vise. And there's the circlip, or the C-clip. I guess that's new. Just like these circlips around the pawls. That's a big improvement. But yeah, why do I want to take this apart? There's no real need. I think I can clean it just like this. You know what? Let's put everything back together, now that I still remember how it came apart. Although I did shoot that video. This video. So this here is basically a round part, and both ends look a bit flat. Maybe that's wear. Perhaps it should sit on these flats. Yeah, not sure. I don't think it matters. Let's put back the planetary gears. It's cool, you don't need to worry about these pawls or the pins that went through the pawls falling out. Now there was this, I guess it's a star clutch, and this piece is square, and it's a little bit wider than the axle. And now there's a sleeve with 4 splines. Come on. Greasy mess. Looks like they used some kind of blackish, brownish grease, but that's probably from rust. Why doesn't it go down? Yeah. This time it worked. Don't know why, but I'm glad it did. Okay, next, the ring gear. Just like a old model, it fits right on top of the planetary gears. I had to adjust the camera again, otherwise you would miss all of the action. I think this ring gear is a lot bigger or higher than the original one. There's something wrong with this one. The spring, is it missing? Or should there be only one spring? Is it possible to take it out? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's kinda annoying. So, I guess I just lost the other one somewhere around here. That totally sucks. Alright, I will have to look. Maybe I can still find it. Well, both of the little springs are still here. They didn't fall out. But I'm also not sure if they are still in the correct position. Probably not. But I don't want to worry about that right now. So let's continue with the reassembling. Next is the ball ring without any balls. Does sound kind of odd. Metal on metal. And now the plastic ball ring. There's not a whole lot of grease in here. Although, to be honest, there is a lot of grease on this cartridge. I thought these things should be oiled. Maybe that is also a redesign to make it easier. Lube it once, use it once, and throw it away. Now this driver is completely different. It also has a set of balls. Not sure why. I think I will have to do a little googling on how this thing works. It is definitely more difficult to reassemble than a classic Sturmey Archer. I'm trying to hold the pulse and then work it down, maybe wiggle it a bit. Come on. Well, that didn't work. I can rotate this little cage and then it holds down the balls. Now I think these notches here should go over the clutch. Yeah, that worked a lot better. So I guess there is a function for that cage. You hear that? That's a mouse. And a loud one. A big one. Alright, next the spring. I should get some mouse poison. But they are outlawing the good stuff because of yeah, you know, nature. So I guess mousies are going to take over the world because we cannot properly kill them anymore. And next I need to spin down this cone, and then I am basically done. So what do I have here? Is this something special? I don't think so. Does anybody know how old it is? Because I have no idea. Because I just found a wheel at the Junkyard and saw it had a Sturmey Archer hub. Or I recognized the shape of a Sturmey Archer hub with a drum brake. It was one of those steelite drum brakes, and I think they are something from the 90s. But there wasn't a date. I think originally they had a sticker with a date, month and year, but that was long gone. Is there perhaps any other way I can figure out how old this hub is? Are there any serial numbers somewhere? I don't think so, but you never know. So far I'm liking this redesign, although those little springs on the ring gear, they are just as annoying as on the classic hub. Okay, I will put this cartridge in a bag and then put it in my collection of bicycle junk, and maybe at a later date I will clean it and oil it. I might even use it at some point, because I do have another bicycle with a Sturmey Archer hub that has knackered ball bearings, or I think the ball bearings are knackered. Alright, that's enough. Time to stop. Time to get some tea. Like, subscribe, yada yada yada, and to be continued.